Hi, children. Good morning. Please welcome to MAPI 6. And we are about to learn the quarter 3, module 2. It is an arts. So we are going to tackle the concepts, principles, and composition skills to produce a printed photography for a simple photo essay. I am your teacher, Ampi, and I am willing to, to, to help you how to answer your Module 2 in Quarter 3. Okay, get your modules now. And we are going to use the DSLR camera for today. What is DSLR, or the Digital Single Lens Reflex Camera? The DSLR is just one type of digital camera. And of course, you are using your camera in your cell phone, but today we are going to use the DSLR and what's the part and the function. All right. So you need to know that in photography, a camera is an important tool. Camera choice depends what it can do and the abilities and interests of the photographer. Composition is one of the most important skills you can learn as a photographer. The interesting thing about composition is that it's all to do with the observation and learning to see. And of course, developing a composition skill for a simple photo essay is necessary because it will serve as another step toward bringing out the best version of your artistic side. Now, in this module, you are expected to discuss the concepts, principles, and composition skills to produce a printed photography for a simple photo essay. Right. And we are going to have the activity 1. Match the descriptions in column A with the part of the camera in column B. Write the letter on the blank provided. Are you ready? I'm going to help you how to answer. Number 1. This button is pressed to take the picture. Number 2. This is where you frame the image you want to capture. Number 3. This focuses the image seen at close or far ranges. Number 4. This allows photography in low light condition. And the last number, this slot houses the removable storage card. Now, choose the correct answer in column B. Let's check if your answers are correct. Number 1, this button is pressed to take a picture. What is your answer? Yes, you are correct. It's shutter button. Number 2, this is where you frame the image you want to capture. What is your answer? Let us check. It's letter E, monitor screen. And children, number 3, this focuses the image seen at close or far ranges. What is your answer? Good. It's letter C. It's lens. Number 4. This allows photography in low light condition. Your answer is letter B, flash. And last number, this slot houses the removable storage card, and it goes letter D, memory card slot. Is your answers correct? Very good. And let's go to activity 2. Read and understand each question carefully. Select the letter of the correct answer. So write your answer on the answer sheet, or you may Encircle the letter of the correct answer. Number 1. The most well-known principle of photographic composition is blank. Letter A. Rule of photography. B. Golden rule. C. Rule of arts. Or D. Rule of thirds. What is your answer? Again, you are correct. It's letter D. Number 2. Composition skills aim is to know your camera well and you can photograph without thinking about it, and this comes through familiarity and practice is blank. What is your answer? Look beyond the obvious or educate your eye. Letter C, work with geometry. Or D, learn how to use your camera. What is your answer? Very good. You got it right. Letter D. Learn how to use your camera. And number 3. A picture of building is blank. Without borders, badly printed, stick due to exhausted developer, or with borders. What is your answer? Good. It's letter B, badly printed. Number 4. The camera obscura was first discovered in 400 BC, 1600 AD, 1800 AD, or 300 BC. What is your answer? Very good. It's 400 BC. In number 5, cold cathode illumination is mostly used in blank. 4x5 enlarger, 6x7 enlargers, C, 8x10, or D, 6x8. Very good. You have the correct answer, letter A. Very good, children. And what's in? We have activity 1. Write yes on the blank if the statement about photography is true and no if it's not. Number 1. In photography, the elements and principles of art are also applied. Yes or no? What is your answer? The correct answer is yes. Very good. And number 2, the outputs will depend on the type of camera you used. What is your answer? Yes or no? Very good. You have yes. Number 3, it needs skilled photographer to capture a good photo. Is it yes or a no? You're right. It's no. Everybody can get or can capture a good photo, even if you are not skilled enough. And number 4, good camera will always produce good pictures. Yes or no? Again, you are correct. It's yes. And number 5, contrast and harmony are also applied in photography. Yes or no? Very good. It's yes. And we have the activity 2. Recognize me. Directions. List down the 5 ways to improve your composition skills in gathering or producing a set of photography. So you have 5 slots. And of course, as promised, I will help you. All right. Number 1, learn how to use your camera properly. And look beyond the obvious. 3rd, educate your eye. Number 4, work with geometry and symmetry. And lastly, use punctuation and gesture. Congratulations! And what's new? Lesson 1. concepts, principles, and composition skills to produce a printed photography for a simple photo essay. So what is it? What are the parts and functions of the camera? So this is a DSLR or digital camera. We have the parts and the functions of the camera. All right. So first of all, we have the lens. Lens which is made of glass and is used to let light into the camera. That is lens. Next, the viewfinder. The viewfinder is the area on the camera that you look through in order to compose your shot. The viewfinder. Next, the mode dial allows you to select different options such as automatic mode, program mode, sport mode, or macro mode. Next is the focus ring. Focus ring is a ring typically found on the lens that allows manual control of the camera's focus. And we have the LCD screen. LCD screen is used to view the change options and settings, view pictures after they are shot, and on some cameras as the viewfinder. And lastly, we have the shutter release button. It's simply the button on the camera that is used to snap the picture. Okay, see the arrow. And remember the parts and the functions of the camera. And we have the 5 ways to improve your composition skills. Number 1, learn how to use your camera properly. This aims to know your camera so well that you can photograph without thinking about it. Number 2, look beyond the obvious. This is the first viewpoint you find when you take a photo of something that may not be the best or most interesting. Number 3, educate your eye. It's time to pick some photographers whose work you like and get analytical. And number 4, work with geometry and symmetry. Repeating shapes create patterns and symmetry that can also form the basis of an interesting composition. And we have the 7 steps in creating photo essay. Number 1, tell a diverse, confident story. It's important to figure out that your message is and shoot with a purpose. And number 2, make sure you have the wide variety of images. Getting a multitude of shots during your photo shoot can ensure you've covered your bases. And number 3, be a ruthless photo editor. Your editing process should be blunt. If shot is beautiful but won't work in your essay, don't use it. And number 4, choose your top 10 images. Narrow the 25 down to the top 10 images, making sure that each photo serves your original concepts for the story. Number 5, ask for outside input. Get a trusted, visually sophisticated friend to help you. Give them the top 100 photos and a written description of the overall story and let them select what they think are the top 10 photos. Number 6, make your final selections. Make your final selections for the best images that tells your story. And lastly, number 7, write captions. Your final 10 images can be captioned to help enhance your visual narrative. However, if you think the images can stand on their own, then you can present them as they are. Get it? All right, children, we have the what's more activity 1. Identify the parts of the camera. Give at least 4 functions of each part of the camera. Are you ready? So the answer is number 1, lens, which is made of glass and is used to let light into the camera. Next answer is the viewfinder. Viewfinder is the area on the camera that you look through in order to compose your shot. Mode dial allows you to select different options such as automatic mode, program mode, sport mode, or macro mode. Focus ring is a ring typically found on the lens that allows manual control of the camera's focus. And LCD screen is used to view and change options and settings and view pictures after they are shot, and of some cameras as a viewfinder. And lastly is the shutter release button, and is simply the button on the camera that's used to snap the picture. Alright, and this one is the activity 2. Create a short story based on the sequence of photos below. So you have 5 photos, and this is just a sample story. So you can answer different story, and this is what I made in my mind. So number 1, first picture. Once there was a little boy who is very hungry and ate some scratched food from the garbage can. He found a book from the garbage can and started reading it. He found the book very interesting and decided to go back to schooling. He finished his studies and found a good job, and from then on, he never eats food from garbage cans anymore. Do you love the story? Now you can make your own story out of that 5 pictures. You can do it. So what have you learned? We have the 6 parts and functions of the camera. Number 1, lens. Lens is made of glass and is used to let light into the camera. And viewfinder, mode dial, focus ring, LCD screen. Okay, and lens is, okay, see that arrow? Viewfinder. Where is the viewfinder? You are correct. Mode dial. Can you point the mode dial? Find the arrow. There you go. And focus ring. Yes, you are correct. LCD screen. Again, very good. Shutter release button. Very good. You are doing great. And now we have the 5 ways to improve your composition skills. Alright, what are those? Number 1, learn how to use your camera properly. This aims to know your camera so well that you can photograph without thinking about it. Number 2, look beyond the obvious. Is the first viewpoint you find when you take a photo of something may not be the best or most interesting. Number 3, educate your eye. It's time to pick some photographers whose work you like and get analytical. Number 4, work with geometry and symmetry. Repeating shapes create patterns and symmetry that can also form the basis of an interesting composition. And lastly, use punctuation and gesture. It's an important part of street and travel photography. Alright. We have 7 steps in creating photo essay. Number 1, tell a diverse, confident story. Number 2, Make sure you have a wide variety of images. Number 3, be a ruthless photo editor. Number 4, choose your top 10 images. Number 5, ask for outside input. Number 6, make your final selections. And number 7, write captions. Now, what can you do? Complete the sentence using the words inside the word bank. Okay, as promised, I will help you answer this one. So you have the box on the left side, which is you can choose inside the box photography, lens, hobby, use punctuation gesture, educate your eye, LCD screen, business films arts, business films arts, shutter release button, focus ring, and viewfinder or mode dial. Right, so number 1, blank is the art and practice of creating images by recording light by means of an image sensor. What is your answer? Right, you are correct. It's photography. Number 2, blank is used to let light into the camera. What is your answer? You are correct. Lens. Number 3, photography can simply be a blank. What is your answer? Very nice. It's a hobby. Number 4, blank is an important part of street and travel photography. What is your answer? All right, use punctuation and gesture. Number 5, blank is a time to pick some photographers whose work you like and get analytical. Once again, you are correct. It's educate your eye. Number 6, photography can serve blank purposes or used in blank, video production or for the blank. Alright? So your answers are arts, films, business. Photography can serve arts purposes or used in films, video production, or for the business. Number 7, blank is used to view and change options and settings. What is your answer? You then correct. It's mode dial. Number 8, blank is simply the button on the camera that is used to snap the picture. Your answer is very good. It's shutter release button. Congratulations, children. You are doing great. And number 9, typically found on the lens that allows manual control of the camera's focus. What is your answer? Great! It's focus ring viewfinder. And last number, blank, the area on the camera that you look through in order to compose your shot. What is your answer? All right, you are correct. LCD screen. Congratulations again. You're doing great. And for the assessment, read and understand each question carefully. Select the letter of the correct answer. Right, number 1. The amount of light or darkness on a photograph is known as the A, exposure, B, shutter speed, C, contrast, or D, sharpness. What is your answer? Very good. It's letter A, exposure. Number 2. The amount of light passing through a lens is defined by the A. Shutter speed, B. Aperture, C. Film speed, or D. Exposure. Correct. It's aperture. Number 3. It's necessary to figure the main point and purposes. A. Tell a diverse, confident story. B. Be a ruthless photo editor. C. Choose your top 10 images. Or D. Ask for outside input. What is your answer? Yes, you are correct. It's letter A. Number 4. Allow other people to choose or evaluate your photos and inquire the reasons why. What is your answer? Is it A. Make your final selection? B. Ask for outside input? C. Write captions? Or D. Be a ruthless photo editor? You are correct. It's letter B. Ask for outside input. Number 5. It's otherwise referred to as visual storytelling. What is your answer? Photo essay? Or maybe photo printing? Or photography? Or photojournalism? Yes, it's letter A. And number 6. Add text if the image needs it. A. Write caption. B. Make your final selection. C. Ask for outside input. Or D. Choose your top 10 images. Yes, you are right. It's letter A. Write captions. Number 7. The button at the top of the camera used to take the picture. Is it lens, shutter release, shutter speed, or camera body? A, B, C, or D? Your answer is letter B. Congratulations. Number 8. A photograph, movie, or video taken at close range and showing the subject on a large scale. Landscape, close-up, portrait, or long shot? What is your answer? Yes, it's letter B, close-up. Number 9. The first viewpoint you find when you take a photo or something may not be the best or most interesting. Is it A. Learn how to use your camera properly? Or B. Look beyond the obvious? C. Work with geometry and symmetry? Or D. Use punctuation and gesture? What is your answer? You are correct. Letter B. Look beyond the obvious. And number 10. This aims to know your camera so well that you can photograph without thinking about it. Is it educate your eye? Look beyond the obvious? Use punctuation and gesture? Or learn how to use a camera properly? What is your answer? Yes, you're correct. It's letter D. Learn how to use a camera properly. Congratulations, children. And for your additional activity, take a picture using your phone camera, print and paste it inside a box, and write a short composition consisting at least 5 sentences about the photo taken. So I have here a picture of a mother and 2 kids and with the dog, and the story goes like this. We have a dog named Poco. He is a very sweet dog. My sister Angie plays with him and they are best of friends. My mother used to feed him a nice food. I love Poco and he loves me too. Now, you can compose your story in your select picture. Alright. Congratulations again, and thank you for cooperating, and thank you for listening. And this is your teacher, Amphi, saying goodbye. And we see you again for the module 3. Okay, next. And of course, we'd like to thank the development team, the writers, the management team. Congratulations again. Thank you, and mabuhay tayong lahat.